Amanda the Adventurer follows the story of a young adventurer named Amanda, shocking, I know, who sets out on a journey to uncover the secrets of a mysterious island. While the game's main storyline is intriguing on its own, players have discovered a number of secret Easter eggs and hidden references scattered throughout the game, but which ones take a little more planning to find that you may have missed. That's what we're exploring today. Let's do it. In at 10, Mystery Man. In Amanda the Adventurer, players will come across a mysterious figure who appears to be wearing a mask in the middle of a dark cave. This character speaks in a cryptic way, making references to hidden treasures and long-lost secrets. However, despite his enigmatic demeanor, the figure will not harm the player and simply will disappear without a trace. The identity of this mysterious figure is unknown, and players are left to speculate about his purpose within the game. Some players have theorized that he may be a representation of a mythological figure or a nod to a real-life mystery or conspiracy theory. Others believe that he is simply a strange character created for the game, or that he may in fact be Amanda's father. Regardless of the truth, the Mystery Man Easter egg adds a bit of intrigue and exciting confusion for this game. And of course it's going to be like that. It's an indie horror game. What did you expect? And at number 9, FNAF reference. Okay, come on. You can't see an indie game full of death and expect me to not instantly think of FNAF, okay? But add on to that the tapes that are like the basis of this game, and you have a straight up FNAF VR reference, right? I mean, like, the plot of FNAF VR is kind of weird. There isn't really much going on in the main game, since most of it revolves around finding Glitch Trap. But at the end, when we successfully find all 16 tapes, we do end up like merging with Glitch Trap and whatever, and then that's what we have, things happens to Vanessa, but tapes. While there may not be as many in Amanda the Adventurer, it's certainly a point of suspicion, especially since my entire life has basically revolved around FNAF for the past 2 or 3 years. So even if there's the slightest chance that it could be a reference, I need to believe that it is a reference. It's like what Batman said in Batman v Superman. Remember that perfectly good movie, you know? Yeah. He said if there is even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we need to take it as an absolute certainty. And while that's not good advice for people, because everyone can be your enemy, it's a good advice for me when I'm talking about FNAF references, because I gotta get it in the tags somehow so that you'll click the video and YouTube doesn't bury it. In at 8, Blabot's secret lines. In the game, players can encounter a character called Blabot. Blabot is an artificial intelligence character who responds to certain phrases or words said by the player. When players input certain phrases or words into the game, Blabot will respond with unique and humorous phrases. These secret phrases can only be discovered through experimentation and trial and error, unless you already know what to put in. But some of the secret phrases that have been discovered seem to be things like, I love you, Blabot. He'll respond with, aw, thanks. And what is the meaning of life will prompt the response of, to play Amanda the Adventurer, of course. These hidden phrases add a fun little bit of, you know, break from the game that also encourages you to experiment and interact with the game in different ways. But also kind of gives me like a ChatGPT AI vibe, which is kind of concerning. In my opinion, if you like are trying to talk to an AI, you want more of like clever bot level and less take over the world if you ask it to level, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd just rather Blabot start singing the Pokemon theme song. In at 7, Woolly Secret Tape 6. In the game Amanda the Adventurer, there is an Easter egg involving a secret tape that's left behind by the character named Woolly. The original tapes can be found scattered throughout the game, and you can be played by the player to uncover more about Woolly and the mysterious past that is present within the game lore. And Woolly is a former adventurer who has a tragic end, and his tapes reveal his thoughts and feelings about his experiences. I don't know if that's true, actually. ChatGPT wrote that. As the player progresses throughout the game, they can collect these tape and piece together Woolly's story, and it adds just another layer of lore to a game that we expect to have lore at this point because it's an indie horror game. They also serve as a way to reward the player for finding hidden secrets and actually exploring. But the secret one that the player is able to find has a show called Herd of Mouth with Woolly the sheep, and actually just has Woolly sitting there for like 4 minutes or something like that, just doing nothing but breathing, maybe stretching, maybe scratching his butt, which I guess is ironic because Woolly is a sheep, but this tape makes him the goat. Okay, now imagine the sunglasses emoji that my dad overuses, the one where he's just like wearing them, not just the sunglasses, the one where they're being worn, and then we're good, because that's how I feel after that pun. I'm just feeling, yeah, sunglasses and yeah. And at 6, Secret Peach. On the internet, I've seen rumors that there is a fun Easter egg within this game involving a secret Peach. The game revolves around Amanda, a young girl who loves exploring and solving mysteries, and as players guide Amanda throughout the game's various challenges and puzzles and story, they discover hidden secrets that add to the experience. But at one point, you make an apple pie. And the people that are talking about this possible Easter egg suggested that you could make a pie with peaches instead of apples, because Wooly seems to love peaches but is allergic to apples. So yeah, one of the secrets involving finding a hidden peach can be collected by interacting with certain game objects, assumingly. The peach isn't necessary to complete the game because again, you're making an apple pie, but it's fun and adds a little something for players if you're able to find it. Once the peach is collected, it can be used in the pie. I'm guessing that's what people are assuming, and just adding another layer of depth and maybe even another ending, but again, I can't be sure. Yeah, the secret peach is just one example of possible surprises that can be found in the game, but again, I haven't seen anyone confirm it yet, but the game also just came out, so it's possible. Halfway through into number 5, Unsolved Code. In the game, some players have also claimed that they have discovered a mysterious secret code hidden on one of the library books. The code consists of a series of symbols and letters arranged in a particular pattern and has yet to be deciphered. While players have been trying to track the code, no one has been able to figure it out yet. I feel like you're probably going to spend around 10 years trying to figure it out, and then the creator is just going to say, oh yeah, I scrapped that idea. I never opened the box. I'm still mad, Scott. These players have apparently speculated about what the code could mean, with some suggesting it could be a clue to finding another hidden treasure or secret level or even another tape, and others believe that it could just be related to the game's story or characters. Some have even tried various code breaking techniques and trying to decipher the code, a la FNAF, anything that we try to use, but so far all attempts have been unsuccessful. It remains to be seen if anyone will be able to uncover the meaning behind this mysterious Easter egg, but until then, it will continue to be a source of intrigue and speculation for fans that is probably going to drag on for probably around 8 years at least, and after they get a movie and 10 more games and probably a few book series. And at 4, Rorschach. In the game, players can come across a mysterious man wearing a mask who speaks in cryptic phrases before disappearing without a trace. I've mentioned him before, that mystery man. This encounter may be a reference though to the character of Rorschach from the comic book series and movie of Watchmen. Rorschach is a vigilante who wears a mask that features an ever-changing pattern similar to the man's mysterious mask from Amanda the Adventurer. Additionally, Rorschach is known for his enigmatic and cryptic speech patterns, which are similar to the man's dialogue in the game. It's possible that the creators of Amanda the Adventurer included this reference as a nod to Watchmen and its impact on pop culture, but that's not necessarily proven. The Watchmen comic book series was highly influential, and the 2009 movie adaptation brought the story to a wider audience. Rorschach in particular is a memorable and iconic character that many love, known for his uncompromising morality and unique style. While it's unclear whether the connection was intentional, fans of Watchmen may appreciate the possible reference and subtle nod to the iconic character. I hope it is, at least, because that sort of mask is just, it reminds me of Rorschach. It does. That's all I can say. Getting close to the end of number 3, Fish in the Bucket. In the game, there is a hidden Easter egg that involves a fish in a bucket for some reason. During the tutorial section of the game, players are taught how to catch fish with a fishing rod. However, if they decide to explore the area, they may come across a bucket sitting on a pier. Upon closer inspection, they will notice that there is a fish swimming around inside that bucket. This Easter egg is fun, and it's random, that kind of just comes out of nowhere in the game, but it's still kind of funny, and it's not something that players would typically come across during normal gameplay. You'd have to go out of your way to find it. It adds an element of surprise and actually encourages players to keep exploring their surroundings throughout the rest of the game in order to uncover all the other hidden secrets that the game has to offer. Overall though, the Fish in the Bucket Easter egg is a small but enjoyable feature that just enhances the player's experience just a little bit more and adds to the overall charm of the game. But ultimately, in at number 2, Talking Tom. In the game, one of the secret tapes that can be found features Wooly, who's imitating Talking Tom, who used to be a popular virtual pet app. Well, I mean, imitating is a strong word. Talking Tom is a digital cat that would repeat whatever the user says in a high-pitched voice, and it became a popular mobile game when it got released in 2010. In the secret tape, which is the one I was talking about earlier, Wooly doesn't really do anything. I mean, he is just sitting there, but I mean, that's kind of what Talking Tom did in my experience. I mean, he just kind of he has that vibe, you know, and I feel like the Easter egg is just a fun nod to it, even if it wasn't intentional. Like, he's not necessarily imitating Talking Tom, but he's acting like him whenever the app would break and stop working. It reminds me of when I had Talking Tom on my grandma's iPod Touch when I was a kid, because at this point, it didn't have a microphone on it because it was an iPod, and it didn't even have a camera. So Talking Tom never worked for me, and this is the way that he would act, even though I was screaming at the top of my lungs. He would just sit there, chill, stretch a little bit, look confused as to why I'm not saying anything, even though I was like actually losing my voice. So yeah, he was definitely imitating the character from my perspective and experience, but hey, maybe not everyone agrees, and that's fine. And finally, in at number 1, This Is Fine. Speaking of which, in the game, like I've been saying, players can find the tape that includes the herd of mouth with Wooly the sheep, which features Wooly just kind of imitating the "this is fine" meme. The meme originated from a webcomic in which a dog is sitting calmly in a room engulfed flames, saying "this is fine" as everything around him burns to ashes, and the phrase has become popular since that, with just a lot of millennials and Gen X and Gen Z just saying "this is fine" or using it as a way to be like, oh yeah, I'm dealing with it. So people use it as the way to be like, oh yeah, I'm staying calm even though everything sucks. But honestly, Wooly seems to have that mindset in that video. Like, he's just chilling and not really doing anything, but the room around him could still be on fire and he'd be as cool as a cucumber. Yeah, that's how I'm seeing it anyways. Maybe I'm wrong, but if not, this Easter egg is a clever nod to internet culture, and it shows that the game's developers are very aware of popular memes. And I mean, like, come on. Okay, if you're making an indie horror game nowadays with hidden lore, you kind of need to be aware of the insanity of the internet. It's just kind of a given. And if you like indie games with hidden lore full of murder, be sure you click the video that's popping up on screen next. It's probably gonna be a FNAF video. We have nearly 1,000 of them. Yes, you heard that right. How am I not the king of FNAF? Goodbye.